Hey, what is up guys? So I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on the new hero, Orisa. A lot of you guys asked me last night, what are my thoughts on this hero? Do I think that they are OP or do I think that they are going to see any play in the meta? But anyways, let's go ahead and go over the skills first off and then we'll get some gameplay here. This is just going to be against bots. If you go into the 6v6, everyone is playing her and I want to give an example of what you can do against other heroes as well as talk about like combos and stuff like that. Anyways, let's go ahead and go over her abilities real quick. So the first one is just her left click. Now this is not hit scan. It seems to hit for about 10 to 12 damage. It can headshot, so it's very, very strong. And it doesn't have like too bad of recoil. You guys can see the pattern over here. It's pretty consistent just to throw out some fire down the line. And it does pretty decent damage. Her other ability, which is her right click, it sucks people in, and that happens when you explode it. Now you can explode it whenever you want. You can make it go through other targets, but you can see how fast you can just shred certain things. Like, I'm just shredding through this Roadhog. He was healing, no problem. I want to throw up a barrier over there. I'm going to go ahead and throw up a barrier over there. Well, it would have been smart to throw it right next to me, but the point was that I wanted to just kind of get some easy gameplay versus the AI, and also just show off all of the skills. So that was her right click. Again, you can suck people in, and it also gives a slow, which is actually pretty strong. And it doesn't have a very long cooldown, so that can be used similar to like a Zarya setup where you're trying to ult the entire team. Now, obviously, Zarya's is much better, but her ultimate, which is the thing that you're seeing right there, it's just a bunch of like mercy beams. Now, they do have to have line of sight, so if I go ahead and break that, you'll see that it goes away. It lasts for 15 seconds, and it's really strong. Keep in mind though, all these integers that I'm giving off are right now during the PTR. A lot of these things will be subject to change. Obviously, they'll have to balance her out as time goes on. But I think she's very strong. Now, I showed you her left click, her right click, which is to suck people in, and it doesn't seem like there's a range on this at which it like has to explode. Like I can shoot it across the entire map. I can explode it at like the very end. It's basically, I want to say it's unlimited range. I don't think that there is a range for this. But her other ability, which is her Fortify, which is default to left shift, you reduce damage and cannot be stopped. So I don't know if any of you guys play HOTS, but similar to Johanna, you cannot be knocked back or anything like that. And that's really strong because Zarya actually just took a nerf on the PTR where her barrier no longer stops knockbacks from herself or her team. So this is really, really good to be able to stop your opponents from knocking you, away. That's a very good ability. I just think she's very, very strong for a tank. A lot of you guys asked if I thought she was OP. I think she's very good. Now, as far as OP, I mean, Reinhardt has the ability to, just pin a target, which hundreds to zeros, and some people are like, well, a tank can't do DPS. Well, okay, Overwatch is a little bit different. But for the most part, I think she's very, very strong. Like, I definitely see her seeing some play in the game. Now, as far as me enjoying playing her, she doesn't have any, like, insane skill ceiling that I really see. And I like characters like Widowmaker and Genji, which have, like, a very large skill ceiling or skill floor. Like, the skill floor for her is pretty simple. Like, you get good value out of not really requiring very much skill. Like, being able to just throw down the barrier and being able to shoot, that's pretty strong. I know Winston has the ability to throw down a barrier and do damage, but his damage is very mediocre, and this is over like a long distance too. But Reinhardt, when he throws up his shield, he can't do any damage. When Diva Defense Matrix, she can't do any damage. So I feel like she's probably one of the tanks that can actually deal a good amount of damage and be able to shield at the same time. So shielding and doing damage, this is a pretty good value. And the shield is actually strangely shaped. Like, it kind of protects you on the top if you're like inside of it. So like if a fair is trying to fly and hit you, you have a little bit more value than a Reinhardt shield just because of the way it's shaped. But I definitely think she's good. As far as OP, I think she's very, very strong. If I was to change anything on her, I think 200 on the magazine size is definitely pretty hefty. But I want to get more gameplay against like good players to really get a good feel for it. As far as like saying if she's OP, oh dang it, Roadhog just died too fast. I wanted to use her ability so she couldn't get knocked back. Or cannot be stopped is what they're calling it. I wanted to show you guys that you can't get knocked back against, like, you know, Roadhog's ult normally pushes you back. But you can't apply it to an ally. I wish you could. But being able to suck people in, the distance on that, I believe, is 7 meters right now. Again, all of these integers can, of course, change. But I just wanted to show you guys some, like, quick little gameplay of it. And hopefully they'll add rank to the PTR, because as much as I enjoy dumpstering on, you know, the bots, in the 6v6 mode where you can actually select her, majority of the time people are just going to be playing her, so you don't get a good, like, you know, example of gameplay. I know you could say, oh, you can go into quick match, but the thing is getting her, yeah, good luck trying to get her ASAP. But nonetheless, I think she's very good. I think she has a very, very good role with certain heroes. Like, she can combo very well with, let's say, like, Reaper's ult, combo really well with Tracer's ult. Like, there's so many ults where you can combo it with. And I want to go into the training area. And I want to talk a little bit more about, like, how viable she is in the game, because I think that she can definitely see some play. So let me go ahead and select her. So one thing that I really like is certain scenarios will let you pull heroes off of the map. Let me go ahead and show you an example. Oh, you also do need vision of the hero. This is probably going to be the easiest one over here. So let's, like, it can't pull through the level is what I'm saying. But, like, you could do something like this. Like, this would be a good example of pulling someone off of a map. Very simple. Very, very good stuff. And like I said, she does a really good amount of damage once this little training bot responds. Actually, these ones don't shoot back, so these will have full HP. You can see she does melt. And again, she's a tank, so she has relatively good stats also. I mean, look at that, 400, 400. Very, very good for a tank. Again, I think she's very strong. You guys wanted my opinion on it. And I think she definitely has a place in the meta. And I don't see any composition where I'd be like, oh, I don't want her, because I think she's just very good. Again, that shield is insane that I can just sit behind this and deal that much damage. It's usually like, you have a Reinhardt, he shields up, people get behind to deal the damage. But with this, like, you can solo out a lot of things, and that's where I feel like she can really excel. Like, you can have a Reinhardt in one area, or just have it as an off tank. Like, when Reinhardt's like, my shield's going down, alright, I'll throw my shield down, let's continue to fight. Like, it's very, very high value. And again, when she stores on her ultimate, you'll see the line of sight needs to exist, because once that gets broken, you lose that damage buff. Now, again, I believe it's 50% right now, but that integer can obviously change its PTR. But I think she's very strong. Let me talk about, like, other, let's go back to, like, combos. Oh, also, one thing I just wanted to note, when you do fire, you do move a little bit slower, but it's really not that big of a deal, because you pretty much want to stay next to your shield anyways. But, anyways, you'll see that's 10 meters. Let's go about right here. Oh, you can see it, that was too far. Actually, I wonder if you can actually pull people through shield. There's so many things that I want to test out, but PTR just came out. So some people were having issues. If you guys had issues, don't worry. I had issues trying to get the PTR to work as well. So I'm pretty sure it's definitely 5 meters. Okay. So it will automatically detonate itself. You can have it detonate if you choose to. Like, if I was to shoot it over here, I can pull them over. It's, again, about 7 meters. It doesn't do any damage to them, but it's fine because it's not even like an ult. That bot gets stuck. Okay. So I'm actually kind of curious on this. Can I pull people through the shield? Oh, you can pull people through the shield. Okay. Because you do have to have line of sight. The orb has to have line of sight, not necessarily you. So let me go ahead and give an example of what I'm talking about. So let's say someone's camping, like they're hiding behind like a Reinhardt shield or whatever, and you're like, okay, I can burst them. Or what I really like the idea of is, like, a Widowmaker wants to get a pick, right? Like in the very beginning of a match, and if they're sitting behind a Reinhardt, or if the Widowmaker on your team needs to, you know, get a pick of, you know, an Ana or something, you can pull them away from the Reinhardt shield. You know, let's say, for example, like, they don't have line of sight of the character, you then go ahead and right click, pull them in, and now let's say a Widowmaker somewhere, is able to now get line of sight. So I feel like she has good value on like every hero. I don't feel like she gets countered in any way by anything. I know some people are like, oh, Tracer gets countered by like a McCree, or Genji can get countered by McCree. I don't feel like there's a direct counter to her. I feel like she's just very strong as of right now, and like she can work well with a lot of things. I mean, even Genji's ult, McCree's ult, I mean, that takes time, but it can still like help initiate getting those characters out of those defensive positions on the map. So I feel like she's really good with like everything. I mean, I know it's only for like a second, but keep in mind, guys, there is also that slow that's added, and in addition to that, I feel like it's just very good with Tracer, just because Tracer builds her ult really fast, and sometimes like the Zarya gets like one ult per like, you know, round or something like that, and oh, I guess it kicks me out because it's like you're AFK. But I want to go ahead and go over like all of the heroes. I feel like she could technically be used with Sombra to like try to get that hack, but I guess you could argue the same thing with like Zarya. I just feel like she makes Tracer a lot better in the game, simply because when Tracer gets her ult, because it's pretty fast, a lot of times Zarya just doesn't have her ult to follow up with, and like you only get like one Zarya ult in some you know, contest points. But I feel like she's just good with everything. Like she just works so well. Like she works well with just Junkrat's just default attack, like the splash damage. She's just overall really strong. The only thing that would like hurt is if you suck everyone in and then their Ana's like, oh, you sucked everyone in, I'm gonna throw the grenade, heal everyone, we're good to go. But other than that, I feel like she's very good. Okay, it's just gonna keep on kicking me because I'm sitting in there. But you guys can let me know your thoughts on the character down below. Do you guys think that she's overpowered? I think she's very strong. I don't think she's like underpowered in any way. Like when Sombra came out, I felt like she just didn't do enough damage. But I feel like this character, like look at this, okay. And let me go to Sombra, and like I feel like she's does more DPS. Like, did they miscategorize this? Like, I don't know. I feel like Sombra, can we, I don't know. I guess we could turn this video into a let's please buff Sombra's damage rant. But I've been wanting Sombra to get a bigger buff, not just the hack speed. But anyways, we're here to talk about Orisa. But anyways, I think that she's very good. That's my overall thoughts on her. I felt like I kind of already said that. But I definitely think she has a place in the game. I feel like she doesn't really fit that role of like the only one tank. Like certain times compositions will be like, we only need one tank, and at that point Reinhardt is still probably the king of that. He's the only like really dedicated tank. Everything else kind of has this like value role out of like being like a specialist, so to speak, like being able to like go ahead and push people off certain maps, and like they can specialize on certain maps. But I feel like she's just like good all around. Like she can hold down areas if there's certain maps where you can pull people off. I feel like she can get really dirty. I feel like she's definitely very viable in the game. But you guys let me know your thoughts. Do you guys think that she needs to be nerfed? And if so, how would you nerf her? Right now, I feel like the ammo clip size is a little bit of a lot, like 200 on a tank. I mean, like, look what I can do with just like one clip, alright? I know these things aren't moving, alright? But I mean, being able to kill what... I mean, okay, these ones are moving, so it's gonna like use up way more ammo. But you guys get the idea. I feel like it's a little bit too much ammo in the clip. I mean, this is insane for accuracy. I mean, let's go super. Okay, hold on. Let me do one thing. Let me show you guys how strong she is. This is about as far as you can get. Let me crouch right now. But look at this. Not too bad. Not too bad. Again, remember, this is a tank, all right? And oh, also this. Actually, we'll do it from this angle. I wish she could run, but yeah, there is no run. I was thinking that she was gonna have an ability to like throw someone behind her with like a ram or something like that. But check this out. Look at the range on this. I don't think that there is a cap on it. So. I mean, I could shoot it up in, well, okay, it'll probably hit there. But I'm pretty sure if you shoot it up in the air, oh, it wasn't shot. Well, you still pulled them off. But I think that, the range on her little, like, grab thing is great. Like, let's go ahead and just launch it, and, you'll see, it goes far enough to the point where I'm like, oh, yeah, you know what, I think that, I'm gonna consider it pretty much infinite range, although, I'm not sure a scenario where you would actually be able to follow up on a shot, and, not be able to, I mean, I think she's just so dang strong. I like the gun, dude. It's awesome. But I'm pretty stoked to actually try her out again once that I'm able to play her in ranked, because right now they took out ranked in the PTR, and I want to play against players that are a higher level of skill caliber. Therefore, it's going to be able to give me a better results as far as my testing. But I feel like I already can realize she's pretty good. She's pretty good. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and that is Orisa, and I'm signing out.